came off of a pre-webinar questions and answers, which we had some great questions in there. We welcome you to join us each night, Monday through Thursday, for that series, as well as after. If you hang out afterwards, we'll have the questions and answers after the fact here too. If you're watching this right now and you're unsure, maybe you're visiting us with us and you're in the chat room right now, and welcome to everybody that's in the chat room. Thank you very much for either seeing us on Facebook, seeing an email that came over to you, or what have you. Whatever brought you here today, we thank you for taking a few minutes out of your day. Now, inside tonight's webinar, I will be talking about money. I will be talking about and showing you some results from not just myself, but from other traders and other customers here within the company. I'm a firm believer on transparency. I find that if I'd rather lose you as a customer by telling you the truth than gain your money in a falsehood. Okay. So one thing you have to know right away about this company, we want to protect your money. And the biggest way to do that is to inform you that there is plenty of risk in doing anything, whether or not you're going to be trading with signals or trading with indicators. You have to take the time to learn how to use this, and it's an education you're getting. So we provide this system. We tell you that there's plenty of risk in this because this whole system is for education and trade assistance only. Okay? If you take it and you apply, any of the things that we tell you without doing and training and demoing out, and you lose money, that's not on us. Okay, so I just want you to make sure that you have to take responsibility for that. Also, that if you see myself trading or other people trading, all results may vary. These aren't the same results that you could do, or you could probably do better than what they're doing or do worse than they're doing. So just keep that in mind as we move forward. Before we get started about the 5-minute full circle trades and who we are and what it is, let me tell you just a little bit about who we are. Some of you are brand new. If you're brand new and you haven't bought into the system yet, or if you don't know who we are, just type in the word "new" down there in the chat room, just so I can take a quick pulse of the room on who's here, who doesn't really know who we are. We do this each night just to kind of get a feeling on who's who and what's what in the process. Thank you, Gino. I appreciate it. Steve Harrington, welcome. Thank you very much. Appreciate that as well. So for everybody that's brand new here, whatever brought you here for tonight, whether that you're looking for something new, you're looking for something that you can sort of take charge of yourself, right? The indicator side of our company, because we have a signals network called dexsignals.com, and we have an indicators network, of course, dexindicators.net. And what we do here, the two different type of mentalities of traders that we're looking for, dexindicators.net type of people that we're looking for are those that want to take charge of being more chart savvy and more chart active, right? Maybe you've had a couple of different programs. Maybe you're coming here because you like 5-minute binaries or 5-minute trades or 5-minute systems or strategies or what have you. Maybe it's fast and furious for you. Whatever reason you're here, we can accommodate, okay? No matter if you're trading binaries overseas or what have you, there's things that we can do to help you. But do we recommend overseas traders and binary systems? No, we don't. What we recommend is learning how to use a system, whether either in Forex or with Nadex.com, which is a regulated company here in the United States. If you don't know how to use these systems, don't worry. We have plenty of training inside of our systems to be able to help train you on how to use those programs and those platforms and exchanges. Okay? Now, about 2 years ago, we started getting into the world of trading and building trading systems because we just came off a very bad relationship, if you will, with a trading company and a signals network and an exchange overseas. And we lost 115,000. Now, let me tell you, we didn't lose from bad trades. We lost because the company stole the money. Okay. So the problem is that no matter who you are, and we were pretty savvy, right? I have a marketing firm. I'm not some, person who can usually get tricked by these kind of things. And they said the perfect things, not just for the average Joe, but for somebody that, owns a multi-million-dollar company and has been working very hard most of his life they just got me. And it hit me even so hard. I was so upset about that process. And of course, I talked to my friends, my family, they all got in. I talked to my business partners, they got in. So you want to talk about a nightmare? of trying to explain this process to people when this company failed and started to steal our money and disappear and not come. Some of you know what I'm talking about. You've gone through that same thing. And it's so frustrating. And you end up trying to fight, 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 fight. And so as we began to sort of break away from the whole concept of, all right, we've lost our money. This is not good. We need to try to recoup it and try to find another company out there that could help us. We couldn't find one. We couldn't find one that would give us the information without having super complicated programs. Okay. We couldn't find an indicator network that had real indicators that did a process or had a strategy that you could understand easily. I was dealing with 20 or 30 other people that were in a partnership with my company, and they didn't want to become traders. They wanted to learn how to trade, but they didn't want to become like the big giant Bloomberg device and 50 million different indicator stuff on the chart. There was no way they were going to be able to come that. So we needed to find a system that was going to develop, that we could develop into a very easy to use process. Now, in any indication network, there's two parts. There's the indicators and there's how to use them, right? You can call it strategy, you can call it rules, you can call it whatever you want. Now, in every strategy, that rule base defines your success rate. And I'm pretty sure, is there anybody here that disagrees with that statement? That the rules are what defines your success? If you agree, then you know that we have to set a basic amount of rules. And the rules that we set for our 5-minute full circle trades is the first one is no news trading. Why? Because the news is unpredictable. I don't care how good you are. It is unpredictable. We call this system 5-minute full circle because when I first started training people how to trade, whether it be on 1-hour strategies, 4-hour strategies, or whatever it was, I made them do 5-minute trades because you got to learn how to use the exchange and how to get in and out and how to understand MetaTrader in a very fast pace with 5-minute trades, right? Because there's 12 5-minute periods in an hour. If you tried to trade an hour trade 12 times, it'd take you 12 hours, right? So this got you a lot of experience uber fast. So first rule, no news trading. So we avoid the news that has a 2-bull or 3-bull indentation on either investing.com or our friends over at Forex Factory if it's orange or red. If you don't know what some of this stuff is, don't worry. We have training inside and we'll teach you exactly what you have to do to follow those rules. Another part of the rule is timing, right? The timing of when the arrows appear, because we use two main systems for indication on this 5-minute full strategy. And this strategy is used with a trend reverse indicator and a support and resistance indicator. That trend reverse will tell us when that trend, which is a certain amount of bars going in a complete direction, is about to weaken and fall down. Okay, and once it does, it's going to give us a direction for that fall, right? Called the trend reverse. Our support and resistance will be lines on the network to say, okay, these are the lines you're going to be using to help guide you on what expiry prices and statements to get on the Nadex platform. Now, these rules that we have set with the arrows and how many pips to get higher are sort of set in stone in the very beginning. So if there's news, you don't trade. If there's not an arrow on a 3 or 4 or 8 or 9-minute bars, because we're using a 1-minute chart, okay, so every bar is considered a 1-minute time frame. Okay, so if this arrow appears on a 3-minute, this would be a buy signal for the next 5-minute period. Okay, so it's that simple. So once we start showing you some of these rules and some of these processes, you'll simply start to see that there's a pattern to using this program. Now, once the arrow comes out, you'll be using your mouse wheel or a way to gauge where this is at on the price wheel. And I'll show you what it looks like on the chart here. And you'll see what the price is at that point. And then on Nadex, you'll go and find a price over on Nadex. Sorry, I'm getting just like 15,000 things happening on my computer at once. But you'll get to see a Nadex price amount on Nadex, and that's the strike and contract amount you'll get on Nadex at that point. So As the buy signal comes out, you'll get that strike price, and you'll wait to the expiry for the 5 minute. And this is what you'll do time in and time out. Let's go over here and have a quick look on the actual system itself, and I'll show you what it looks like. See, I hope somebody can see my screen. This is the British Gold Pound USD, and let me put it over the 1 minute chart, and you'll see that each one of the arrows and each one of these lines, okay, the lines are support and resistance lines. These are price lines that are in on the chart themselves, right? See if I can get this down here. There we go. So as my mouse wheel, or I can come up here and click on the crosshair, or even hit Control F. As I hover over each one of these arrows, I'm looking for one that ends in an 8, a 9, a 3, or a 4. See, so like this one has it says 138. I don't know if you can see that down here in the little box. It says 138. So this is an 8-bar arrow. And this is during a news period time, so we wouldn't be trading this one. Okay. Um, scroll back just a little bit. So 4, 1, 7, 2. I'm having a bit of a hard time finding a good one to see to get into right now to look at. Okay, so here's a 9-minute one. So if we would have gotten into this trade, we would have came to the tip of the arrow, and we would have gotten into 2415. Now, where this arrow shows up, it shows up in the current time right at the end of this bar. So in a minute, we go here and place the system places an arrow at this point. Why? It's not really called back painting. At this point, we're putting this arrow on this bar because we want you to use this bar as the height gauge for where that price amount is. Okay. If we put it on this one, it might be lower or higher, depending on the direction. Okay. So it might even be down here if we use this bar. But we want you to use this particular bar at that tip of that arrow. And on this one would be 2415, 1.2415. So then the actual pair would expire at the 5-minute mark from that point. So right in here. I don't know if you can see my cursor here. So this would be about a 3-pip win from this point, because you would have gotten this is as the strike price up here at 2415. It expired at 2412, so about a 3-pip difference. Okay, and this is what you would be doing all day. You don't have to do it all day long, of course. Only working about an hour, you're going to be doing about 4 or 5 trades in. Okay. Over to webinar. Oop, hold on. Sorry. So with the system, the 5-minute strategy here, um, there are 4 major pairs you would be able to use over on Nadex: the British Gold Pound USD, the USD JPY, the Aussie USD, and the Euro JPY. Let me hang on. No, it's not the Euro JPY. Hang on one second. Okay, let me get over to the Nadex platform and show you what it looks like over there. Okay, so basically you would be using your 5-minute binaries right here in your Forex. So the Aussie USD, the Euro USD, British Gold Pound USD, and the USD JPY. As the signal would come out, you would simply come over here. You would pick the pair that had a closest number to one of the, let's use the, sorry, hang on one second. My son seems like he got hurt downstairs. But the British Gold Pound USD, you would be using this particular one. You would be getting a price as close as possible to the strike price that we have on the chart. And that's how easy it would be. Our systems too, they fire off It really depends on which pair, depending on the news and the structure for that evening. You can usually get in between 4 and 5 trades an hour if you really show some patience and some availability to understand when to trade and when not to trade. You'll also, after you start getting into a certain amount of trades, we ask you that the very beginning part of the process, you begin to learn how to trade either through MetaTrader or the Nadex system. If you already know how to do that, we tell you to go do 100 trades. Okay. And these 100 trades, in this very beginning 100 trades, will get you what we refer to as your GSR. And your GSR is your gross success rate. And we expect you to be right around 80 to 90% in success at this point because we figure there's a learning curve and there's learning when to get in, when not to get in, what ones to take and what not ones to take, right? And as you begin to practice, this first one doesn't really have that big of a deal to it, okay? Because you are learning a system. You're doing this in demo. You're not doing it um, with live money. We're not here to pay Nadex for mistakes and learning things, right? And when you're learning this process, you do your 100 trades. If you can get it in between that 80 to 90%, you're right on the button here, okay? Because it will only take a little bit of tweaking from that point to get it into where you really needed to have it. And by your second amount of trades, by your 200 trade, you want to make sure that you're between, I'd say 89 to about 95%. The highest rate so far of it's been myself and one other person. I've had it to 98.7%, and the other person's had it to 98%. I think the most productive range to be is at this 89%. And this is pretty important because a bunch of people are at this right now, 89 to 95%. And that winning ratio right there should yield you a very high rate of income when you use some money management and risk management processes. Okay. So by the time you get to your 200th trade, you'll have your NSR, which is your net success rate. And this is what's really going to set you apart. If you're batting right around this area, keep doing 5-minute trades. If you're batting below this, if you're not really getting it, or if it's maybe you're not getting the timing down or what have you, I want you to graduate over to our 1 hour strategy, okay, using the same indicators that you would be using on the 5-minute strategy. And watch this. This is a British Gold Pound USD 5-minute strategy, right? You want to see a 1 hour strategy? There you go. The only difference is now, instead of doing a 3, 4, 8, or 9-minute bar, we're only going to be doing a 30-minute bar or a 45-minute bar. So when an arrow fires off on a 30-minute bar, you go to the tip of the arrow and you'll grab that for that direction, and that's the price you'll grab. Okay, if it ends up on there's another 30. So watch this. At this one right here, if we grabbed it here at this point, this is a win. This one's a win. This one's a win. This one's a win. That's not a signal. That's not a signal. Here's a signal right here. This one's got a pretty large pip on it, but there's a lot of movement here. So you probably wouldn't even be able to get into this trade. But if you were able to get in, you would definitely had a win at that rate. Here's another win right here. Another a big run on the mark here. Another win. Wouldn't have got in. Wouldn't have done it. And again, you get to really see this. Look at this. Here's another good one right here. This is a great one right here. So we would have gotten in on this arrow right here. 1, 2, 3, right here. Here's where it ends right there. Look at that. Pretty powerful, right? This would have been you would have been a $20 or $30 contract right on Nadex for this one. And then of course, we can talk about the elephant in the room. If I'm only doing 4 or 5 trades in a day, and I'm making an average of about $20 for each trade that I'm doing, if I'm making 20 and I'm only doing 4 to 5, well, first off, let's be serious, right? If I'm only doing 4 to 5 and I have a win ratio of 90% and above, I'm doing pretty dang good. Okay. That means out of 100 trades, okay, I'm winning 90 and only losing 10. And when I win my 90, I'm winning $1,800. And when I lose my 10, right, 10 times 80 is that's 800. So I'm losing 800 right there, right? So we're winning about $1,000 for those 100 trades. But that's only when I'm doing one contract. Okay. Do I want to make two? How do I make $2,000? I don't do 200 trades. I just add one more contract. How do I make $3,000? Anybody tell me? I had three contracts. Do you get where I'm going with this? As long as your account balance can handle the risk management for three contracts or four or five or six or 10, basically the only thing limiting you from to a level of your success is your balance and your risk management plan. Okay. So there's a tremendous amount of opportunity here for you by an algorithm and an equation that we call CVG. And this is consistency plus your volume, right, equals your goal. Your goal being whatever amount of money you need to make per month. Once you get your consistency down, now it's time to add these other variables in. You add your volume in, and that's the 2, 3, 4, 5 contracts that will eventually get you to your goal. And we help walk you through this process. Now, if you're brand new to the company, if you're brand new to the network, and you want to know now, what do I get for all this, right? Because it's not just about, us giving you an award-winning strategy and a money-making strategy and all that stuff, but what else do you get with this? And this is a big thing for us because we've had to really figure out it just can't be all about the money. It has to be about the individuals. It has to be about the customer. It has to be about finding out what your goals are and helping you get to them. It has to be about helping you model your work at home business because every single one of you that's trading should be considering yourself as a business. It's about helping you find the tax solutions, about helping you work from home, about helping you understand the processes on Nadex and being able to make more money and how to convert that money over and how to get it withdrawn and when to withdraw and when not to withdraw. Okay. We don't get paid any money for referring people over to Nadex. We've never taken 1 cent from Nadex ever, and no affiliate program or nothing. And any network that we've ever sent people to, we've never taken it because we want to remain neutral in the entire process. Because if the moment Nadex if they ever start doing anything hinky or funky, you better believe I'm going to let them know about it and let the people know about it because I'm not here. I've already been hurt. I've already lost 115,000. My friends and family lost a lot of money. That $115,000, I'm the one who personally lost that money because I recommended those systems and those overseas binaries to people. So I've been paying my penance now for quite some time. But in order to do so, I need to try to help as many people get to their idea of success. All right. So what else do you get? I promise I won't be taking too much more of your time. Um, Here's the natexindicators.net. If you can go here and get a free account, and it'll bring you right to the back office here. And the very first thing you're going to find in the back office here, when you buy in, when you get a free account, is there's a ton of training. There's a ton of information in here. So each one of the strategies has its own training platform on it as well about that strategy, as well as there's some makeshift ones in here too for teaching you how to use MetaTrader, teaching you how to use the Nadex system, okay, the Nadex exchange, a basic overview of a 5-minute binary system that doesn't require the indicators itself. So there's a free indicator network in here using stuff that's already easy to use on MetaTrader. So you don't even need to have us in the system. And why do I do this? Why do I give this to you for free in the system under the Nadex, or I'm sorry, the Trader's Mind series? Is because I want you to be prepared for when you push that button to pay for the company and be a part of this company, that you're here to make money. You're here that you got enough training to start to demo and trade and practice, that you're ready to start to get to that goal. And that goal is part of that goal is to start training on how to trade. And training comes from doing. You have to do it in order to be successful at it. All right. There's also a trader's chat room here that'll be that is here right now. That everybody's out and about, but there is an availability. There's also a chat that's on the actual site itself. This is the customer chat that's down the bottom. I don't know if you can see it. but that's there for your customer service needs. Inside the membership portal too, there is, of course, actually on the indicators page. I don't know where this is from. Oh, there we go. Another great feature here is the book a consult. You click this button, it brings you over to a consult page where you can book an entire consult with me, depending on what level you're at. Whether it's a senior consult from Dex Signals or just indicator consult, get about 30 minutes free from that process. There's even a remote access. Let's say you're having a hard time getting it to install on your computer. I can walk you through the processes, through this process. If you're a Dex Indicators member already from that position, you'll get 45 minutes free of that customer support in there. So it is a pretty powerful system, as well as there's a lot of information on everything that we do. Okay. And so on like the 5 minute full circle, everything, not everything I said tonight, because I didn't really give you a tremendous amount of the strategy, but when you sign up, you get the training packet that tells you all about the process. There is some videos of me trading it live and showing you how it works. You also get the 2 indicators that are inside the system itself. And of course, a tremendous amount of other things in the network as far as anything in the future. Okay, your price is locked in when you first buy in. So if you're brand new and you pay the introductory price and then you have your monthly fee, you get all the indicators that are coming here. Now, as a bonus, to this network, we have quite a few things that are about to release. One of them is called that's going to be very quick here as far as actually tomorrow, is the Dex 5-minute indicator, right? The Dex 5-minute indicator. And what this is that it's taking the Dex intraday or Dex indicator strategy, that 5-minute full circle that I just told you about, and putting it into an alert and an on-screen alert with a countdown and the price that we suggest that you buy it for, that's as close as possible to the one that's on Nadex, all on chart. Now, this is an advanced indicator that we normally would charge extra for besides the monthly fee, but we're giving it to everybody through the system who is a customer before it comes out. Okay, so if you're brand new, make sure you get into this, because starting for, I think it's the end of the week, Friday will be the last time you'll be able to get in and get this for free. Next week we have to charge for the advanced side, because these are pretty powerful programs that you have just that'll figure all this stuff out for you and even email you the signal for yourself from that process on an intraday. On a 5-minute, it won't email, but it will alert you through an alert sound on the MetaTrader 4. There is also a set that's coming out with us as well that we refer to as Dex Trader. Now, some of you know about this and some of you don't. And why is it so important for all of you that are here is that everybody that's a customer from this point on will get an extreme discount. I think it's like 50% off of this process when it first comes out. For those that were here last week and in the system, you got the system for free, right? But anybody that comes in from this point on gets a 50% off. They don't get the whole thing for free because those people really help pay for it to help us build it. But any new customers from this point, you'll get 50% off of the Dex Trader system. Now, what is Dex Trader? Simple. It is, as you use a MetaTrader 4 system now, Dex Trader will be a standalone process that will have a chart, an indication network on it, and basically a signals platform that'll give you the signals depending on um, what time frame you choose. So you could have a 1-hour signal, you could have an intraday 5-minute signal, you can have, there's a strategy process. You might be doing a London breakout, you might be doing a sausage sushi, you might be doing, there's so many different strategies that we can add into this process as well. There'll also be a process center that will process the signals that come out and give you the information of the best of. So like what pair does the best at what time frame, those kind of things, that kind of data that comes out. So this is what we all included eventually in its own platform. But for you Dex indicators that people that are on board before Friday, you'll get 50% off on this process. Now, some of you are already in this network. So if you are already bought in, and this is, you're seeing this after the fact, you're already bought in, you're getting your stuff for free. But for anybody that was coming on from, I think from last week or the week before Friday to now, you've gotten your stuff for free for the decks that's coming out. So that's basically the whole entire system of, of greatness, I'll say. At least I hope it is. For all of you that are here inside the chat room, please stick around. There is and Amy, maybe you can help me out here. I think that there is a discount code. I think it's Dex Save 50. Is that what it is? Dex Save 50 in the system? Yeah, Dex Save 50. So let's see, that's Dex Save 50. And that'll get you $50 off tonight if you're buying in. So you'll save $50 tonight off of the system, which will bring it down to like 97. For those of you that are watching this after the fact, make sure that you're getting in because these discounts all have to disappear soon. And again, that's not that isn't a gimmick at all. But it's not something that we take lightly. We've always stood by our amounts because we really look at how much does it cost to do these things and how much does it cost to build and keep growing and building these very powerful tools. And it costs so much money, it's not even funny. And our own time and our own efforts. Okay. So we are here to help you. We are here to help get you to that point of getting to your success and help train you through these solutions. It's really up to you at this point. Anybody who is buying in, you're not just going to get an indicator and walk away from that point. You're going to get so much more availability from there. Okay. So we're going to get into questions and answers here for after the fact. For everybody else that's watching this video, I want to say thank you for your time. I really do I hope you'll be inside and we can all get through this process together and really show the world what we got. I'm Max Farrow. This is DexIndicators.net. Everybody in the chat room, stick around for questions and answers. Have a great evening. We'll see you the next time.